Hello and welcome back. Tonight we're doing a couple things differently.
Yeah.
We have a review of Let the Right One In, a 2008 movie, November's movie of the month for the Fright Films, Fright Film Freaks.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Something like
I
that.
feel like it.
Friday night
I'm trying not to look, and I'm just trying to
freaky
remember.
movies. I don't know.
Freaks. So basically, that's for the theme for November was vampires. So we watched Let the Right One In. We have a couple other reviews coming. I have to put the subtitles on them, and I have to get them ready to go because sometimes the subtitles don't.
You just gotta edit out all the times when I curse like a sailor.
Well, we'll figure that out. Because I'm definitely gonna let it rip here. So
he really liked this. Let the Right One In, a BAFTA Film Award nominee.
Don't say like that isn't an achievement. I mean, that's an achievement. Congrats to you.
I'm just saying.
But
they didn't win.
I know, but you said you emphasized nominee.
Well, because I was reading it and I thought it was BAFTA Film Award winner, and then it was like, oh, nominee.
Well, they were just happy to be there.
An outcast boy befriends a vampire child. So an outcast boy befriends a vampire child. That's all we've gotten.
Oh, and you get that.
Oh yeah.
And then you also get the entire movie is subtitled, which is not necessarily a problem. The problem with this movie, in my opinion, is it like now that I'm looking at it on Prime, it has a couple categories: ominous, alienated, horror, art house. Art house needs to be the one that is emphasized here.
Yeah.
Because it is very artistic. It looks very beautiful. It's great. It is slow as shit. It is a slow fucking movie. It is super slow.
All right, so this basically was, I mean, it felt like a coming of age love story kind of thing where like a kid that like the boy, I don't even know what's his name. His name was Oscar.
Yeah, and she was Ellie.
Yeah. And he gets bullied at school and he doesn't really have many friends, but he doesn't really know how to stick up for himself, and he meets a girl on the playground behind his apartment complex, and she happens to be a vampire, and he like falls in love with her or whatever, or you know, teenage love, and he finds out that she's a vampire, and you know, things conspire to move the plot along, but that's kind of like the gist of it. And he says he still loves her even though she's a vampire, but then there's also the lingering question of like, how long has she been 12 for, and like, does she really have the mind of a 12-year-old, and also like, how much is she manipulating him?
There are logistic questions, but then also yes, that dynamic,
because at first she's with like a caretaker who she says is her father, but like, I don't know. It's kind of, it felt like a little, maybe he wasn't her dad. Like maybe the guy who was her caretaker had been her friend previously when she was actually 12 or something. I don't know. But then she doesn't age, and this guy did, and he's just been like taking care of her. And now he's like 50. But he, at the beginning of the movie, is basically killing people, draining them, and bringing the blood back to her to try to make it more subtle. And so then by the end of the movie, when the main character falls in love with her, you're kind of like, well, does she really love him, or is she just using him as her new caretaker now?
I think the original dad was like, they got together when they were like 12. Same story. It's a circular story or whatever. And then he died, and now the new one is here, and she's gonna use him up and toss him out.
Yeah. Well, he didn't, and the guy, the original guy, he didn't just die. He sacrificed himself for her, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did she pull out his breathing tube, or did he?
He did it.
He did it. Okay, so he, yeah, because he, things happen and he ends up in the hospital and he's just like, drain me, and so then she eats him, basically.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Sorry.
This movie crawls at like a snail's pace. But also there are like, so it says art house, and there are a lot of like choices that are being made here where one was just driving me nuts. Like it was
Which one?
Oh, well, there's a couple.
Okay, which one?
They're all about the same area.
Oh, okay.
Why like, so at the beginning I said this to Katie, I was like, why the fuck do they gotta show this kid in his underwear? He sleeps in just his underwear?
Yeah, it was like a very like long shot.
It was a long shot
in,
on him,
whitey tighties.
Yeah, and it was just kind of awkward. Like it felt awkward. It was like, all right, let's get this scene going. What
like you could tell us that he's in whitey tighties without having like the camera fully on the whole 12-year-old package.
But also, your rebuttal to me being like, why is he got his underwear? And then it was like, well, maybe he is the vampire.
That's
and he's not feeling the cold.
He's impervious to the cold.
Yes,
but it's symbolic. It's symbolic
no, it's not,
because he's impervious to her cold.
Stop! Don't. That's art house stuff.
It is art house stuff. It is. That's what I mean. If I had to guess.
So that constantly comes up.
Oh yeah,
and
there's
then,
a lot of.
And then he's peeking in.
Yeah.
He's peeking in on her while she's changing.
And they show you.
And I feel like we saw like a vampire, like a.
They must have made like a dummy or like a mannequin or something.
But
you saw like
you saw whatever they
a woman's parts.
They wanted it to be that, I'm guessing,
a girl's parts.
But like, you didn't need to show that like model or whatever you did, CGI, whatever movie magic you did. I don't think we needed to see that.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you're talking about movie magic, and there's.
I think you could have. I think you could have shown like a shot of the legs,
subtlety,
and like him peering in.
Yeah.
And then like the drawers going up. So it's assumed that he has saw her in all her,
Mm-hmm.
But so like it was very much like super slow with that, and then when you're doing that kind of and it was like, bro, I'm just so fucking over this movie. I would like it to go. I feel like I did not let the right one in.
Can we talk about the best scene in the whole movie though?
Hold on. If it's not the lady with the
you
cats,
know that it is. You
right.
know that it is.
Okay. That easily.
That was the best scene.
That easily. So like that's gonna be a star up. Like so when we do our rank,
you gotta describe the scene.
Okay, so at one point in time, spoilers. We've spoiled everything.
Yeah, we've spoiled. Sorry.
Spoilers. One of the ladies gets she gets bit.
Mm-hmm.
And like they start feeding on her, or the girl starts feeding on her.
The girl interrupted.
And then she gets interrupted.
Yeah.
And so that lady becomes a vampire, and she's like trying to understand. Oh my god, what's going on?
What's happening?
What's going on? I haven't been infected or whatever. And that was two of the coolest scenes actually. That was two of the best scenes of the movie. Don't
get sidetracked.
No. I'm gonna go through it.
Okay.
She goes into this one guy's house who's like a recluse, and he's like looking at, and he's solved things in the neighborhood.
He has many cats.
He's got like 50 cats in his house, and it's like, hey, nothing wrong with that. As we watch
one of our cats go crazy,
head over to this lady gets like the cats sense evil, all that kind of shit, and she walks into this guy's apartment, and they're all just like, and they're all CGI.
Yeah.
They're all CGI, and it's like they all start jumping on her. They start biting her, and they're all over her, like absurd,
attacking.
like an absurd amount of cats.
She's like throwing them off.
She takes one, she throws it over at the window, and like they're all over. She runs out of there with cats like falling off of her and shit, and it was like,
I thought that the cats were gonna get her. I thought for real. I was like, well, I guess we don't have to worry about vampires.
That really like I really appreciated that. That was like a chocolate in the middle of a fast.
Yeah.
Like where it was like, oh my god, that's so good, and then it was like, oh, back to it. Here we go. But they soon gave us the second best scene in the movie, in my opinion, which is the lady. She has decided that she, the light hurts her, so open up the shades.
Mm-hmm. She gets after that. This doesn't seem like it makes sense. After the cats attack her, she gets checked into a mental institution because it's her fault that the cats are attacking her. I don't know. But she's checked in there for a while, and the guy that she's with, he's sitting next to her, and she goes, I don't want to live anymore.
I think that kid infected me.
Yeah. So then the orderly comes in the next day, and he's like, good news, I think you're going to be able to go home now. And she's like, just do me a favor and open the blinds. And then he does, and then she just...
And it's very cool because you just see her kind of like lighting on fire as if you're just lighting a big old fire in the bed and everything. I thought that was it looked like a really cool scene. The movie's, everything looks great in the movie. It's just it was super super slow and very artistic. A lot of choices that was like, oh my god, let me see another kill. When the kills did happen, the special effects, like when the dude uses the acid on his face, looks great. But it's so fucking few and far in between.
I like the last scene.
Oh, with the swimming pool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like it was pretty predictable, but I think it says a lot that she doesn't turn him.
Yeah.
I mean, like
in a bad way.
In a bad way. Because think about it. I mean, like, okay, logistics wise,
she doesn't want to be with him forever.
Logistics wise, I understand, because one has to be like I'm going to carry your bags during the day kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then
she needs a familiar.
Yes, but that's a pet. That's not a partner. That's a pet. So, and I think the first guy was a pet as well, and he ran. You hear at the beginning, at one point in time, her yelling at him after a botched blood draw attempt.
Oh yeah, well, and then there's the other time where he is saying to her, could you not see that boy tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where he's getting a little jealous. A little jelly belly.
Yeah. But maybe it's a statement on the nature of women.
Oh, well, see, that's even worse. All right, let's rate this.
From what I was expecting, I give it a 2. 2 pumpkins.
Okay. I was going to give it 0 pumpkins. But because of the cat scene, gave it 1.5.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the cat scene alone.
Like, I didn't care for the movie, but I don't feel like it was totally wasted because of that scene. I would like to reference that scene to someone else. I would like to send them that scene out of the blue.
So good.
Out of the blue.
We should, in the description, find the time of that scene.
Okay.
So you guys can just don't watch the movie. Just fast forward.
Watch the movie. Just watch that
to the scene.
Yeah, I'll give you the timestamp in the description for when the cat scene pops off. But yeah, so I'm giving it 1.5, and you're giving it a 2.
2.
All right. Yeah. So that's Let the Right One In, the November movie.
There we go.
All right. Thank you. See ya.